So welcome. Allow yourself to notice the breathing pattern that you're coming with today. How long is your inhale? How long is the exhale? Challenging yourself not to make the good breathing pattern. Just let it be what it is. Breathing in and breathing out. Do you find that you're holding your breath somewhere? Holding it after the inhale, or are you holding it after the exhale? Just notice that life force flowing. And welcome yourself. Just keep welcoming yourself to this time out, to this glorious pause. Time to really check in, to keep your light on. We need to keep our lights on. This is how we do it. Mindfulness, deep breaths, carving out time. Start to lengthen the inhale a little bit. See if you can bring your breath into a longer inhale and longer on the exhale. And we'll spend one more minute here settling on our intention. What do you need? What do you need today? So what emotion are you showing up with? And what would be bringing you balance? Are you feeling anxious? Then maybe you want to calm down. Are you feeling resentful? Maybe you want to cool off. Are you feeling scared? Maybe you want to feel nurtured. Again, I'm imagining all your faces, this community. We're here together, replenishing. So I'm going to be quiet for about 8 breaths. Ask yourself, what do I need today? What is this I need? And then we'll come into our mantra, our sankalpa, our 1 or 2 word phrase. What do you need from this practice today? 8 breaths, please, settling in on your intention. Okay? That is your intention. That is your 1 or 2 word mantra. So repeat it to yourself a few times. Okay? And I love having you here. Let's get started. We're going to come into hands and knees. So finding hands and knees. And again, if you need to get a hold of me because my mic is going out or anything like that, just text as we get this all working out. Finding hands and knees, spreading your fingers equally between each and every finger, including the thumb. The thumb's not more out than anybody else. Finding that belly lock pulled in. And we're just going to move the cat-cow spine, just moving your spine. Let the breath be easy and fluid. How are you today? How are you? Any way you want to move. Easy breaths. Feel the pocket of air underneath your palm. Feel the sense that you're pressing down through the finger pads and you're lifting up through the armpits. So you're really floating. Curling your toes under. Slowly take yourself up. Downward facing dog. I'm hoping you can hear me. Just feeling that length of the spine. Deep, deep breaths.
You can feel free to pedal it out if you want to. You could do leg lifts if you want to.
Whatever you feel like you need to do.
We've got about 2 more breaths. How is that body feeling? When you feel ready, start to walk yourself forward and slowly, slowly, slowly come on to standing.
Slowly come on up. Here we are. Never taught this before, but we're going to do this. We're just going to stand, not in mountain pose. Just feel your body standing. We're going to spend about 1 full minute here. You can rock, but I really just want you to feel this sense that you are standing. You are fully standing. We can turn in a circle. Just let your body stand. Just let it stand. Let it feel itself. Feel the floor underneath your feet. Just feel your body. Just notice it. Notice this body. Grounded, rooted. Okay, and now we're going to find our mountain pose. So feet are hip distance apart. Remember, these are our hips, so we want those lined up over those second, third toes. We're pulling in the belly lock, almost like we're zipping up from the pubic bone to the navel, pulling in. No clenching of the glutes, but they are nice and just making sure no one's lost. Okay, so making sure that we are not squeezing, but we're tilting and we're zipping up, hands down by your sides. Let's come in and out now, hands in prayer. Taking Utkatasana, we're going to sit down and we're going to straighten up. That's all we're going to do 11 more times. Maybe you could go so far as to touch the floor, not squeezing, and 9, and 8, keeping the knees level, 7, so we're not buckling, and 6. Good morning, ankles. Good morning, knees. Good morning, hips. Feel the earth holding you underneath your feet. Taking it down and up. People ask questions about how far we should stick out our bottom. You know, should we keep the tilt there or should we be able to open it? I do think it depends on the skeleton that you're riding around life in. So sometimes if you do a lot of sitting, it feels nice to reach out for that stool. But sometimes it feels nice to have more of a neutral tuck. So you can play with it. 2 more. Last one. And back to standing, mountain pose. Okay, we're going to take our arms open and just make some circles here. Just moving any energy that we have that's stuck in the shoulders. If this feels too intense for you, bend the elbows and do more of a rotation like that, or big ones. Big ones. Move that body, move it. Just let the whole system be moving through the shoulder blades, through the neck. 7 and 8 and 9, 10. Other way now. Reach. Feels so good to move. And 9. I'm imagining your little faces. 7. Keep big, big circles. Or again, if it's too much, then feel free to make a little one. 5. 4. 3, big opening, 2, and 1. Coming back into mountain pose and just receive. 5 deep breaths. Internal rotation, we have a slight pulling of the heels open, zipping up the tail all the way up. 3, and 2, and good. All right, we're just gonna move a little bit, shake it off, let it wash away. So you guys have all heard me talk about stress, right? The stress just gets stuck in the body like a coat. And so we really want to be letting that stress go. So take about a whole minute here just to shake off. Just shake it off. Let everything sort of move around. You've got your belly engaged, so you're not just dropping out there, but you are just shaking it off. Imagine that you're just shaking it off. All this stress and this worry all the way through the legs. Look at this crazy move. You can make it sound cool with the snapping of the fingers, whatever. Just feel your body shaking it off, noticing where you don't feel loose, where you feel really rigid. You know, see if you can move it around a little bit. 3 more deep breaths. Just move that. Juice it up, juice it up, juice it up. All right, and back to mountain. Let's take our elbows to the sides, palms up, and we'll take 5 breaths. Just feeling that breath again, noticing the Samavriti pattern, equal inhale, equal exhale. Two more deep breaths. And triangle. Maybe you'll jump the feet apart, maybe not. Some of you may want to have a block outside pinky or in the arch, whatever works for you. We want to have our heel to arch aligned, so the right heel lines up with the left arch. A couple of times people will have this leg closed here. Keep the hip open. I want to make sure that my knee is sitting right over that second, third toe on both legs. Take your arms out nice and wide. Those of you who are working deeper, imagine you're pulling that heel, those heels together, so you're really engaging. We're going to take it slow here. Find the hinge and straighten. Remember, it's moving from here. Thigh pulls back and over. Trying to keep my spine as balanced as I can as I'm tipping. 3. Feel that opening. 2. And here we go, reaching over, trying to drag myself long spine. It does not matter how low you go, okay? What we're trying to do is focus on the integrity of the pose. How do I make my spine equal on both sides? So the block is there if you need it. And then wrist on wrist, taking that arm up if that works for you, or if you'd like to play with a bind, reaching behind you. Let's take 8 deep breaths. I'm so grateful that I have the tools of yoga. I'm so grateful that I know about these deep breaths. I know that I can wash away the stress that's sitting on my body and in my heart. And you know it too. And we have to be using yoga as we always have, but now even more than ever. Just let the day go. This is time for you to really notice the tension in your neck, ache in the back of the knee, whatever, and modify as you need to here. This is self-care. This is not exercise. 2 more deep breaths. Feels so good to move. Soft bend on that knee. Pull yourself up. Close the hip and open the second one. How'd that feel? Second side, open it up. We're going to take it 7 times. Tilt and up through the thigh bone. Pull and up. Check the integrity also. Are you turning that knee right over those toes? and 4 from the thigh, and 5. Just juice it up like a little oil man, little oil can for the oil, tin man. That's what I mean. Here we go. Tip it over, tip it over, tip it over, feeling yourself. If you need the block, grab it. Wrist on wrist if you can. Or again, maybe you'll bind. 8 breaths here, feeling the length of your spine. As our classes go, we'll get into more of the subtle cueing. But for today, I'm just going to keep it really general so that we can learn this new format of being on camera. And most of you I know, so I know where you are. But as we get more into these classes, we'll get a little bit more in depth, a little bit more detail. But those of you who know about the ringing of the spine or the pulling the feet together or the balancing of the breath, you know, focus on that part too. Everybody's at their own level. Feels so nice. Allow yourself to be free here. Free your breath. 2. And soft bend. Come on up and close. Beautiful. Let's heel toe ourselves in. Take your time. And let's just clean it out. A half vinyasa. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale from the thigh bones. Tip it over. Halfway up, nice flat back. Feel that back nice and flat. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. And we'll just walk it out. So Friday's classes will have the flow, the vinyasas, but for this class, we're just going to do these half vinyasas just to turn ourselves upside down a little bit. 2 more breaths. And gently come on up. Come on up. And reset. Take a moment to pause. Finding mountain pose, we're going to go into warrior 2, but I want to just check in on our neck. So as we've talked about in class, pretend that your head is resting in the hammock of your hands. So it's sitting right on top of your neck here. And we're just going to turn our head. Just turn it. Breathing is nice and deep. You could take yoga mudra behind you if you want. Just rotating the head. 6. Good, and release. Okay, so keeping our head, we're going to warrior 2. If you feel like jumping there, do so. If you feel like it's not good for your knees, then don't, just walk it out. Same pose, but this time our knee is going to be bending right over our ankle. So instead of having straight legs for triangle, we're going to have warrior 2 legs. Same idea though, that the knee is sitting over that second, third toe on both legs. Now, those of you who are working deeper, we're trying to find that parallel thigh. We're trying to feel like there's a nice heavy sandbag sitting there. You can play with that idea. But if you're not there yet and you need to have a little bit more shallow, feel free to do that. Modify, right? Ahimsa, non-aggression. We don't need to push or bully ourselves into poses. And it depends on how we're feeling. You know, maybe you're feeling a little achy on this hip. Maybe you need to ride it out a little bit. Just notice, okay? So for today, we're going to take our hands to the ribs and we're going to just double check that we're pulling the left rib cage back. So my right knee is bent and I'm trying to square up and open my plane here. Arms open nice and tall here, reaching up, dragging my spine really, really long. Head is sitting right on top and I'm pulling my heels together so that I'm floating all the way up. And I'm moving here to notice any kind of things that are feeling tight in my hips, using yoga. Now, once I feel like my torso is facing front and my ribs are level, right? I'm going to keep that plane, but I'm going to open my arms nice and tall here, nice and wide with my palms facing down, shoulders relaxed. If you need to put a bend in the elbows, do so. My head is sitting right over my spine. What do you want? What do you want? So much, right? Peace on earth, health and wellness, to let this pass, whatever you're feeling like you need, let's put that intention. And then when you're ready, slowly, 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 take your gaze over that right middle fingernail, and we'll hold for 5 breaths. You got it. Keep going. Dig in. Don't be shy. 3. And 2. And gently relax. Straighten that leg. Close that hip and pause. And then open the second hip. How is that? It's good stuff. All right, let's do it again here. Bending that knee. Again, we're trying to drive it parallel, but that may not be where you are. Second, third toe is over the kneecap. I can see my big toe. I'm not blocking it. I have it nice and open. Same thing, I'm going to try to open up my rib cage. I'm moving my hair so you can hear me. Opening up my rib cage here, nice and long. And I'm going to reach my arms up, really feel that extension as I'm reaching open. Breathing, moving, being very fluid. Open those arms, palms facing down, touching both sides of the room here. Imagining I'm pulling my heels together. What do you want? What do you need? Slowly take the gaze to the left. 3. And 2. Beautiful. And coming out. When you're ready, closing that hip. Okay, and then heel toe, very gently heel toe. Heel toe. Again, Friday we'll be doing more of vinyasa class, but today is a hatha, so we want to take our time here. Half vinyasa. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, nice flat back. Exhale, step back to your downward dog. And if you want to take a vinyasa, do so. And we'll hold here in downward dog for 5 breaths. 2. Either bring your knees down or jump it forward, and we will come to our baddha. Okay. Just pause for a moment. Notice how you're feeling. Okay. We're going to turn on our bellies here. All right. We're going to turn on our belly lock. We'll do a series of core abdominals. Okay. So we're going to take ourselves first down. I'm on my microphone. Can you still hear me? All right. Sliding your hands underneath your head. Elbows are nice and wide, nice and long here. Knees and hips are equal distance apart, feet. And here we go. Big inhale. Exhale, lift it up, holding. Inhale. And exhale down. Stay down. Big inhale. And 5. Big inhale, stay up. And down.
Inhale. Inhale. How are you guys? And exhale. I hope no one's having coffee and donuts just watching us. Big inhale. And exhale. That would be hilarious, actually. Big inhale. And down. You got 2 more. You're going to feel so good when this is over. Big inhale. Exhale up. 2. And down. Last one. Big inhale. And up. Stay up. Big inhale. And down. Good. Roll your head side to side. And we're going to take our legs out nice and wide. I'm going to scoot up a little bit. Nice and wide. We're talking to the pubic bone and the navel. We're pretending we're wearing jeans and we're zipping it up nice and strong right there. Turn the toenails, looking at the kneecap. Everything is very firm. Hands under your head. We're going to do 20 of these. Big inhale and exhale. Keep your breathing. Right leg up, cross it over, tap, tap, and down. Notice that I'm not throwing the leg, right? Because look what happens to my hip. The whole hip rolls up. I'm keeping that zipper happening. Zipper up. Lift up, cross over, tap, tap, and down. And 18, and down. The more wide you can put those legs, letting them be as wide or if not wider than the mat, the more fun it is. Yeah, it's so fun when you take your legs wide. 13. Zip it up. 12. Just keep remembering your mantra. Why the heck are you doing this? 9. To me, it's about keeping my light on. I have to keep my light on. I have to do my double downing on self-care to make it through this crazy, crazy time. My kids are relying on me, my friends, my clients, my community, my neighbors, and I want to do my part. And doing my part means that I am showing up for my own self-care. It's what we've talked about. This is it. Like, this is the big game we've been building for. Who are you during the pandemic? How did you show up? This is it. 4. I have no idea what number we're on. I just made up 4. 3. You got this. 2. And we are here together. And 1. Relax. Relax. Turning it on. Okay, last round here, a little bit more challenging. If you want it to be easier, then take the hands and grab a hold of the mat. A little bit more challenging, you'll take your arms up and over your head. Okay, we're going to be moving on those exhales only. Take the knees right above the hips. Toes are turned on. So look at the feet here. We don't want them to be floppy. We want them to be really turned on. That's going to protect the knees. And also my knees and ankles are equal distance. I'm not bringing them together. I'm keeping them nice and level, almost like I have a block between them. Okay, so whatever you want to do with the arms, down by the sides or up and over the head. Here we go. 6 times. Big inhale. Exhale, lower. 6. Knees stay bent. 5, 4. I can move my spine. 3, 2, down. Big inhale. And up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Big inhale. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big inhale. And up. Two more. You got this. You got this. And if this feels too hard for you, don't quit, because then you just teach yourself to quit. If it's too hard for you, take it easier so that you keep practicing that leaning in. Last one. Beautiful. Open the knees and happy baby. Always, if you're grabbing your feet and your head gets quirky like this, look at my neck, it's all crunchy. If holding my feet makes that happen, then I'm going to back off and just grab my thighs, right? Or my ankles, whatever I can reach, so that everything on the neck and shoulder stays very, very relaxed. Okay? Just move around here, really focusing on that lower back being nice and relaxed. You could rock side to side. Happy baby's in the crib. Face is soft and sweet. Notice anything bothering you in the back. Your breathing is nice and relaxed. Tons and tons and tons of compassion. Remembering your mantra. I like to just roll my hips and really grind down that lower back. Just anything you want. You've got another 5 breaths here. You could pedal it out. Whatever. 2 more. Okay. All right. We're going to come to our backs again and we're going to play with bridge pose. If you have a block, watch that fancy move. Look at that fancy move. You could try that if you want. You can try that. I'll let you. I'll wait. Okay, cool. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to play in and out of bridge. And then eventually we're going to have this block go underneath our sacrum. If you don't have a block, then don't worry about it. You can use a pillow or a big thick book. Or not, okay? I don't think you can even order them at this point, but you don't really need the props, but I do recommend that if you are practicing yoga, you have a little basket of stuff that would be handy, even if it's not the actual prop. All right, so walking your shoulder blades in and down, nice long spine, keeping the natural curve of the neck. Here we go, big inhale, and exhale, lift up. And then coiling down, down, down. Once you're landing, go right back up. We're trying to move the spine like a pearl necklace, seeing if we can isolate as it comes down and then back up. So just play with that about 6 more times, noticing how fluid or not you feel today. Deep inhales. Now, as we're doing this, if you find that in your home right now, there's kids bugging you or the phone is ringing or you can hear the dinging of the text and you're feeling very distracted, one of the things that we might be saying is, oh my God, I just can't, like my world is so crazy right now, and blah, blah, blah. That's not what it is. It's you not putting yourself first. So this hour that you've committed to is yours and you're firming up your boundaries. And I would say, like at the beginning of how we transition from the old way into this new way, you've got to be really firm in your boundaries. You know, you've got to be really firm. Like, I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm at the studio from 9 to 10 and that is what I'm doing. So the family needs to know, the work needs to know you're shutting down because you have to take care of yourself in order for you to be there for us. 2 more. So this is a practice in self-care, and self-care is not easy. You have to make the time. Last one, we're going to hold it up, walk our shoulder blades in and down, and then hold for 8 breaths. Some things I've been hearing a lot of with clients is this desire to help people, and what can I do? Like, they just want to help, but if they're not taking care, they're going to run out of steam. They're going to burn out. So we have to do this first. This is first. It's not selfish. It's centered. You're self-centering. Okay? And then you help other people with a full tank. 2 We got this, you guys. We got this. This could be really, really a great thing to bring us all together. One more deep breath, and then rolling down, down, down. Okay, roll your hips side to side. Couldn't do the fancy move on that one. Okay. So just rolling legs side to side, just checking to see how it's feeling. And then we're just going to open these hips a little bit. So taking your blocks, put them at the tops of your thighs. If you need help on making your arms longer, some of you may not need it. You could just use your hands. Okay. Feet and knees are hip distance apart, and you're going to push the thighs away as you inch that spine long. Long body here. Keeping that feeling that you're pushing away, take your right ankle on the left thigh and still pushing that left thigh away and the right equally. So we're not leaning, we're not lifting up here. We're really grounding down. Some of you will be able to keep that same sense as you're pulling the legs in, maybe even taking your leg up to the sky, maybe even grabbing around that leg. Whatever feels right for you today. What is that mantra? Just remind yourself. It's so nice to be with you guys. So nice to be here. 3 more deep breaths. Okay, now we're going to keep the same feeling that we're pushing those thighs away. We're going to put that left foot down. Stay here though. And now we're going to drop the legs. We're not going into Jatara where we're twisting. We're going to drop that right foot right on the floor. Okay, I'm going to scooch over so you can see. So you're dropping that whole foot on the floor. Some of you will be able to grab the ankle, and then the other left leg could do whatever it wants, but we're trying to open this right thigh. The right arm can go up. You could even massage your ribs and feel this very deep hip opener. If you wanted to encourage more of an opening, you could do that. But are you losing your big toe? Keep that big toe down as you're working. 8 breaths. How's that feel? Where do you feel it? Does it feel like a opening? Does it feel like a stretching? Does it feel like it's clogged? What are you noticing there? Stay in the moment. Two more deep breaths. Now we're going to catch this right knee by bringing our left leg up. And now we're sitting in a chair. So we're knee on knee. We're going to shift our hips if we've moved them. And then some of you keep the idea that you're pushing the thighs away, but at the same time as you're bringing them in. And maybe you'll wrap around and you'll just rock side to side. Maybe you'll play with the core and you'll left arm on top, right leg on top, and you'll do like a Supta Garudasana. Any variation that feels nice to you. Feels so good to be on the floor. Can you feel this floor is so supportive for you? You can really just spread out. Okay, let's switcheroo. Okay, right foot down, left ankle. We're turning the toes onto the knee, and we're going to come back to just pushing away and lengthening. You can feel that opening in the lower back, just really getting extension there. Take your time. When you're ready, keep that sensation, but bring the knees in. Keep that sensation, both legs moving equally. Interlace your fingers behind that right thigh and maybe stretching out, maybe taking the arms up. Again, if it torques the neck, then you've gone too far and you'll back it off. Where do you feel it? Deep, deep, deep breaths. Okay. Slowly take that right foot down. Again, we're going to keep the hips where they are. Drop the left foot. Put the whole foot on the ground. Grab it if you can. Open that hip. You can use your block if you want. Or taking that left arm up and really just having that nice big stretch. Feels so yummy. Can you keep that left toe plugged in as you're wringing out, wringing out? 5 more breaths. I'm trying to imagine your faces and your bodies doing this with me. Are you breathing? Are you feeling your body in movement right now? Are you staying here with us or have you wandered? Stay here. Feel yourself being alive. Feel yourself in movement. 3 more breaths. Let the breath go into all those little dark corners and crannies. Crannies? 1 more deep breath. And come on back up. Scoop it up. You're knee on knee now. Maybe you're bringing your knees in. Maybe you're pulling the ankles apart. Maybe you're building some strong core. Maybe you're doing Supta Garudasana with the right arm on top. Whatever you need. 5 more breaths. So Friday's class will be vinyasa. We'll be doing sun salutes and moving more fluid. If you're not into vinyasa, you can still have the class, but not do the more vigorous movements. And then Mondays is gentle yoga, where we're going to be doing comparable to what we do in class, where it's going to be a really long, relaxing session. But there will be some heat too. 1 more big breath. And release. If you want to chat, if you're really missing community, and you're on Facebook with me, I'm posting on Facebook quite a lot of stuff that's for free that you can join. And if you're not on that, then email me because I've got other things going on and you could be a part of any of it. Lots of it's free and just for us to be together, okay? All right, we're going to roll over here and we're going to do our hips. Yay! We're going to do our hips. Okay, so 90-degree angle with our legs. Okay, you could have your head resting like that. I'm going to keep mine up. 90-degree angle, pretend there's a heavy weight there. And here we go. Belly lock is on. You're not holding here. Your belly lock is on. And ready? 10. And down. I got this from Windsor Pilates. 9. It's a great way to sort of juice up that hip. 8. 7. And 6. Watch yourself here. Watch your alignment. 4, where do you notice it? Specifically 3. Deep breaths. 2 and 1. Good. You're going to take your ankle up. Notice how my knees are still together. My ankle is up and I'm going to push the couch and then back down. And then 9 and 8 and 7. Who's having fun? Who's having fun? 5. I miss you guys. I miss you. 4. Just being able to see you and know what the heck's going on over there. 3 and 2. I hope you're on the mat. I hope you're not just watching. I want to know if you just watched. Okay, you got to tell me. All right, good. Take your ankles down and open crabs. 10 and 9. What are we doing here by using these physical poses? We're moving stuck energy. We're moving stuck energy. Moving is one of the ways that we build up our immunity and keep it healthy because we're stirring our systems. So the amount of sitting and just hanging out at our house, we're going to get stuck. Our bodies are going to get stagnated. This is so good for you to be just moving in action. bodies, but also our minds, learning something new, learning some new ways of handling it. 1. Okay, last finish. Take your ankles up. Here we go. Open, kick. I know our burning up, right? 9. You got this. You are turning your own light on so that you can really show up for other people, right? The greatest thing you can do for those who love you is take good care of yourself. I've been saying it's like we're lamps, we're lamps right now, and everybody inside of our lampshade is who we really want to shine bright for, our kids, our spouse, our loved ones, our family. But everybody inside of our lampshade gets lit from our light, and then they go get to be lamps, and then they spread it. That's how it works. Our light gives permission to others' lights. Their light gives permission to other lights, and that's how we do it, okay? All right, let's turn over onto our belly here, and we'll just do one little Sphinx action. Bend the knees if you want to, keep them wide, or curl the toes under, and just pause. Just notice. Still have the zipper of my pubic bone to my navel pulling up, nice and strong here, pulling up. I'm dragging myself forward, imagining I'm trying to pull my hips between my elbows, nice and long. 2 more deep breaths. And then you get to decide how you change sides. I'm going to go like this and then flip it over. Okay. Hi there. I want to know how you guys did it. Okay. Same thing. Second round. 90-degree angle. Again, you're using your belly lock instead of having your hand in front. Here we go. Ready? And 10, 9, 8, and 7, and 6, and 5. Moving energy. 4, and 3. Pause. Lift the ankle up. Knees are together. Push the couch. 10, and touch. And 9, and touch. How's the breath? Let it be free. Let it be full. This too will pass. 4, and 3, and 2. Great. Ankles tied together, knees open. 10, and 9, and 8. 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Last thing, ankles up, open, kick, together and down, and open, kick. 5 more, and 4, and 3, and 2. Last one. And give it a little punch. And roll over to Sphinx again. Take your time here. You could drop your head. Where does the breath go? Where does it not go? 2 more deep breaths. And release. Maybe roll your hips side to side. We're going to check in on Cobra here, okay? Sliding our hands right underneath our shoulders. Elbows are hugging in. Pubic bone is down. You're not clenching, though. Here it's tone. I like to do it with the toes curled under, but either way is good. If you're holding the toenails on the floor, really spread them. Push that pinky side down, too. Whatever you want to do, we're going to do 10 of these. Inhale, lift up, low cobra. Some of you want to come up higher, and then completely relax. And then engage. And then relax. 8. 7. I'm taking my thighs up as well. You decide if that works for you. Double checking. You're not clenching the bottom. It's tone, but it's not clenched. 5. 3 more. And 2. And either downward dog or child's pose. Downward dog or child's pose. We'll take 3 breaths in our rest. Okay, come to a seated cross-legged position. Okay, a seated cross-legged position. Fix your hair, your face, your hair, your clothes. I'm just kidding. But come to sit up. Put your head right on top. If you want to close your eyes, close your eyes. And just come back here. Come back to the shoulders, the hips, the legs, the knees. Come back to your breath. You could be sitting cross-legged, Sukhasana. You could be sitting on your ankles in Vajrasana, Thunderbolt. Whatever's comfortable. Keeping your shoulders level. We're just going to drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Maybe you would like to bind around that if you want or not. Maybe you want to massage a little bit. Such self-love, turning our lights on, keeping our lights on. Time. Roll the chin to your chest and we'll take it to the other side again. Maybe you'll bind around, maybe you'll massage. Whatever you need. As we learn how to do this, I do want to be asking you what you need today, like we do in class. So maybe when you come check on, you can leave me a chat saying, can we work our neck today or whatever? That way we can really use it real time. And that way I can, know how you're feeling. It's kind of odd to be teaching and not knowing how you are, how your heart is, how your shoulder is, how your injuries are. I miss you guys. I miss knowing how you are. So maybe you'll chat me at the beginning of a class, 15 or 20 minutes beforehand. All right, chin to chest, come on up. Okay. So my plan is that we will do our closing and then you will have your Shavasana, because remember the Shavasana is super, super important.
and we don't want to skip it. So I want to make sure that you're actually doing that, but I don't want to waste our time together doing it. So I'm going to close this up, and then I'd love it if you took about 8 to 10 breaths a minute. So 3 minutes, 5 minutes. If you could do 24 to 40 breaths, just relaxing, that would be great. Even more ideal is to set a timer so that you're not having to count breaths and that you can really practice that emptiness. Okay, you can do this. We can do this. We can figure this out, and making a practice every day for you. Okay, so let's close. Sit up nice and tall. Let's bring our palms to touch, thumbs against the heart. Feel us here. Feel all of us that are here, the ones that are here live and the ones that are watching it later. I love that quote, love is an empty stadium. This is all love. The more isolating we do, the more loving we're being to protect those that are compromised. Okay? Love, love. And as always, may we sit in the spirit of gratitude. Not just when things are easy, not just when things are going our way, but also when things are really, really scary or confusing or humbling, challenging. Can we be grateful for those scratchier lessons too? They show us who we are. And who are you? Who are you right now? As always, may this be of benefit to you. Deep, deep bows. Namaste. Mwah. I want your feedback. Feel free to give it. Peace out.